Hello viewers, welcome to our program More Than a Home. My name is Daniel Sansary with Neighborhood Housing Services. Today we have a great program ahead of us. We have two guests. We have Jackie Caraballo and Framaris Ramirez. Both are lending officers here at our office of NHS. And we have a lot of questions, a lot of information we want to share with our viewers. And we are hoping that the information that we're going to be sharing will be of extreme benefits to all of you. With that being said, let's just go ahead and start and dive into the first question. Please tell us what type of services are offered through NHS.
So NHS offers multiple services. We offer counseling, we offer closing costs for first-time home buyers, and we also offer financing of mortgages through our company, our other company, which is PHLC, which is 100%. NHS is 100% owner of PHLC. So under PHLC, we offer financing of the mortgages and also grants, and we sandwich all together.
Excellent. So that's good to know there are different options of what clients could do. And again, our job as a nonprofit agency is to find solutions to some of the issues that our clients face when they're trying to reach their financial goal, which is to become a homeowner. Now, what makes NHS different than any other lending or any other bank out there? What's our competitive advantage?
Well, what makes us different is that, like Framaris says, we sandwich everything in one place, so clients doesn't have to go fishing or go to different places. We can do everything for them, but mainly we educate the people. Like, we teach them, we show them, we guide them through the process, and our focus is that they are entirely educated and understand fully the process of buying a house.
Thank you for sharing that. I know just before we went live, you mentioned we're a one-stop shop,
Yes.
which is absolutely true. And you also mentioned about education. Education is one of the most important things that a client will do when they are going through the process of becoming a homeowner, because we are able to provide them with a lot of information that they're not used to having, not for their own. But by providing the education and just having everything in-house, that we not have to outsource him to go here and then from here go to B and then go to C. We just take care of all the needs under one roof. And by you ladies, which I also have to give you all the credits in the world, you do a lot of hand-holding.
Yes.
You take the client and you're not just giving them a mortgage. You are giving them the opportunity to understand what they're doing. Buying a home will be the most important purchase that our families will do in their lifetime. Right?
Yes.
A lot of our families are first-time home buyers, first-time generation home buyers. They have no idea where to start. So you ladies take the time. You make sure that they know everything that has to do with becoming a homeowner from A to C. So I always give you praise for that, because you guys doing a fantastic job on that. Now, speaking of that, who is eligible? What will be an ideal client that will come to NHS and could take access to the basic requirements?
Well, thank you for that, that you say that you gave us the credit. Yes, we do hand in hand, and anybody can buy a house. Anybody that meets the requirements, basics, which are like you need to have income, you need to have work, you need to demonstrate that you are financially stable so the bank can lend you that amount of money to buy a house. So anybody can buy a house, to be honest. That's my best answer, and I love saying that because it is 100% true. Anybody can buy a house, and if you're not ready at the moment, then you get ready and buy your house.
Now, throughout the years, we have said that NHS, it only helps first-time home buyers, right? Can you explain the difference between NHS, PHLC, and what is a first-time home buyer, and what are the options of first-time home buyers?
So first-time home buyers is anyone that has not purchased any property or doesn't have their name in the deed in the last 3 years. Okay, that's a first-time home buyer. And then let's say if a family gets displaced, if the significant other it's not in a marriage any longer, then they're able to purchase their home. Now, the difference between NHS and PHLC. NHS, we provide closing cost loans for first-time home buyers, where it could be used to cover that deposit and also closing costs. PHLC is our additional company where we could finance mortgage, and basically is a one-stop shop for us, because when we pre-qualify the clients, we finance a mortgage with the closing costs, and we also offer to those clients an OK grant for those that qualify.
So for PHOC, at PHOC specifically, we qualify anybody to be able to buy a house. We let them know how much they qualify for.
Correct.
So we process the documentation to see for how much they can buy a house. That's what PHOC does, and we do the first lending. So let's clarify this. NHS do second loans and do help for closing costs, and PHOC do the first loan, which it works like a mortgage or like a bank, where they can, be approved for some amount depending on their income. So that's what PHOC does. PHOC, it's the bank basically, and
Okay.
NHS is the help for closing costs.
Now, can somebody who, let's say I'm working with Bank A, I could still get a down payment and closing cost through NHS, right?
Correct.
Yes, correct. We
Okay.
have a big list of banks and lenders that are affiliated to NHS.
Okay.
And through that affiliation, they can use our programs, they can use our second loan to include in that qualification that you already have and help the person with the closing costs or the extra money that they don't have. They can use NHS definitely.
Okay. So as we know, NHS was established in 1977 to help the low and moderate income families achieve the dream of becoming a homeowner. How in 2025, how is NHS continue helping low and moderate income families through other lending programs?
Well, with this, now that we have more programs, when we started before, I was not here yet, because I'm too young for that, but now we have more programs, more availability, more funds available. Like before, I remember that funds used to run out for grants and for second loans. Now we have funds all year, all the time. And we're more flexible in those programs also with our partners and also with our in-house programs. So we grew a lot.
Yeah. And one of the programs, I remember that FHA was strict only for Berks County under FHAs. Now we could do it all across the state of Pennsylvania.
So it's good to know that all our services, although we are NHS of Greater Berks, we cover all 67 counties in the state of PA. So if you want to buy a house, as long as you're living in Pennsylvania, we could help you achieve that dream. Now, for many years, credit was one of the biggest obstacles that prevented somebody from becoming a homeowner, right? Now we know that it's still an issue, but access to down payment and closing costs is the number one obstacle. How do we help in that area?
We help with the closing cost assistance, with the second loans, and if you're doing in-house with PHOC, we help with grants. How does this work? It's that if you need to bring $20,000, $30,000 for closing, which is a regular amount for, let's say, that a house of $10,000, then NHS will cover 90% of that closing cost. And then you will bring only like the 10% rest or the 5% rest.
Okay. Now, just for our viewers, let's just make the clarification. The service that you get through NHS, it is a loan, it's not a grant, right? So the customer will always going to have a first mortgage payment, and they're going to have a second mortgage a payment with a second mortgage through NHS. So people think because we're a nonprofit, the services that we offer are free of charge. The education, the hand-holding, that's all free. But the actual loan itself, it's a loan, not a grant. So you're always going to have a second payment on that. So it's very good to know, because we do get phone calls say, hey, you guys offer grants. Well, through NHS, we offer a down payment and closing loan, not a grant. You might get a grant, like you mentioned, through PHLC, but through NHS, the down payment and closing cost assistance, it's a loan.
Yes, and I always like to add and say people don't be afraid that it's a second loan. It is included into your pre-qualification. So if you need a loan and you're going to include a second loan, it's going to be all together. Like your monthly payment is going to be, they're going to let you know the total monthly payment including the second loan, even though you're going to pay it separate. But don't be afraid. Those loans don't have any prepayment penalty, and most of the people that use them, what they do is they plan to pay it faster, and then they get rid of it in a couple years.
Okay. Now, let's do a little role playing here. I'm at home, I'm looking through the websites, and I want to become a homeowner. Who offers help? I come across your website. How do you help me qualify for the down payment and closing cost?
So if you're at home and you're just looking to start the process with us, so you could go directly to our website. or you could stop by our offices, whichever is more convenient for you. So all you need to do is just contact us or a phone call. You could start the process with us via phone call. Now, if you're already working with a lender, how they start the process with us is going to be the lender will structure your loan, your closing cost loan, with our program included in there. Now, if it's through the PHLC, then you just go through the website and then we will walk you through the whole process.
Okay, thank you. So let's say I walk into a car dealership and I see a car that I like. I say, I'm gonna buy that car. Most likely, I'm gonna get a loan through that car. Chances are on the same day I'm gonna be able to drive that car home. It's not the same with a house, right? It may take
Not at all.
30, 45, 60 days.
It's the perfect time.
What does the application process look for a mortgage through NHS?
It's very easy. You go online, you fill out the application, like formally say either that, go to nhsgb.org, you fill out an intake form. We're not gonna check your credit before we talk to you. We're gonna do a soft pull. With the soft pull, then we do an estimate to see for how much you qualify. We ask you questions. We're gonna call you. We're gonna have like a one-on-one session, an appointment, where we're gonna verify all your information. And then we're gonna let you know, usually in the same call, we can give you a verbal estimate so you can have an idea for how much you qualify. But then from there, we need to process documentations. Usually we need documentation to prove the income, to prove the funds you have, your taxes and things like that. We do that with the documents just to make sure that when we tell you, hey, you're pre-approved for this amount, we are 100% sure that you're pre-approved for that amount. But yes, we can give you a verbal estimate over the phone and you can have an idea for how much you can qualify on the, let's say on the second call, because the first call is usually to check your credit, to see, the soft pull. But this process usually takes minimum 30 days, depending on how the client cooperates with the documentation and how the client cooperates with the information. But it's minimum from 30 days, it can be 45 days, it can be 60 days, like 3 months, 4 months. It depends on how the process go on.
Excellent. So let's kind of switch gears here for 1 second.
Before you go there, I want to clarify
let's go back for 1
something.
second.
Let's go back, because I want to clarify something. We do loans. We're not going to go out. We don't sell houses. We're not going to go out and show you a house. That's somebody else's job. It's a real estate agent. A lot of people call us to our office and say, hey, which houses you have? What house you think I'm going to buy? We'll help you with the money. We're the money people, okay? So we're going to get the money, but somebody else is going to help you to find a house.
Great point, because yes, I know people call, hey, I want to buy a house. You guys have any house for sale? So, but thank you for making that clarification.
Yes.
Let's talk about education.
Yes.
What type of education, what are some of the requirements a potential homeowner will need to take care of if they're getting a loan through us?
We require the clients to complete an 8-hour course, which is offered through our counseling department. And what they do in there is that they're going to explain the benefits of becoming a homeowner. They're going to tell you about your rights, your do's and don't do's of the home buying. So we do require everyone to attend to the class and also a 1-hour counseling section. This only applies for the clients that they are already under contract. They do the 1-hour counseling where they're going to be reviewing the documentation from the lender. The counseling department is going to explain their future payment. They're going to discuss their financial life right now. Now that they're becoming a homeowner.
Yeah, and before that, if you are not in a contract, then we do like personal assessment, like estimates, to let you know what you need to be ready in case that you're not ready. We tell you, hey, you need this in your credit, you need this in your income, you need a way, or you don't need a way. So we do like a one-on-one personal appointment, like session, either over the phone or in person, and we educate the clients in a little like overall the whole process. Like this is the step, this is the next step, and yes, the educational part, it is required, but it's only required when you are already under contract and receiving closing cost assistance. It is highly recommended, even if you're not receiving closing cost assistance, it is highly recommended to do the course because it takes you step by step. What are you doing? Because this process can be overwhelmed. There's a lot of questions, a lot of documentations, and people sometimes even feel like threatened, like, oh, they're asking me too much. This is my money. Why do I need to answer this? But if you take the course, you will understand that there's a lot of people involved and a lot of companies involved into helping somebody to buy a house.
And even as simple as understanding the language, what each thing means. For example, CD, they're not the closing disclosure. Most of the people, they don't understand. Why do I have to bring this much of money? So it's better for the client to educate themselves through our services. This way, it's easier, their process.
That is a great segue to the next question, because my next question to you ladies is, what does NHS, or how do we make sure that our clients fully understand the entire process when they sign a mortgage?
Oh, we digging into the education. Like, we make sure that we explain everything, every number, every document, over the phone, in person if necessary. I like to make sometimes Zoom meeting or virtual meetings with the clients to show them the document, to explain them. We print the documents for them so they can see, they can get familiar with what it is, and then understand. Because sometimes over the phone you can, be tell anything. Like, anybody can tell you numbers over the phone, and what happens is that you're too excited because you are thinking already how you're gonna decorate your house, and you're not listening the numbers that you've been told. But we print out the documents, we share that to them, and we explain point by point what it is, what's your interest, what's your monthly payment, where these fees coming from, what does this mean for you, what is the requirement, you need to do inspection, not an inspection, and all those topics we go over in a one-on-one to make sure that they understand the house that they are buying and the process that is required and what is needed from them.
So it's that personal touch that gives us the competitive advantage to others. And again, kudos to you for you ladies to doing that great job that you do with our clients, making sure that they don't feel alone, right? Because I remember when I bought my first house and I was working in the financial industry, so I had a knowledge, and it was still overwhelming.
Yes.
The amount of documents you sign. Imagine for somebody who's brand new to the process, who may not speak the language. It's always good to have that support system, and that's what NHS does. We create a support system for our clients.
And even if you speak the language, like Mari says, it's hard to understand some terms.
Yes.
Like terms that you don't work with, that you don't talk every day, it's hard to understand.
Another scary monster for a lot of people is technology.
Okay.
A lot of people, they don't know how to sign electronically. We will walk you through what you need to sign. Be aware of scams. Also, we educate you in every single part of the process. This way you understand exactly what you're going through.
Okay. Now let's talk about a topic that's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of misconceptions with it, which is credit. And we don't use the word bad credit, right? We use the word less than perfect. What happens if somebody has less than perfect credit? Can we still help them? Can they become a homeowner?
Yes, definitely. The credit score that we recommend is 620. For a lot of people, that's not a good credit. That's a less than good credit. But you can buy a house with even 580. So it's case by case. There has to be other items to compensate that your credit is like that. But yes, we can work with very low credits.
Now we know that there are a lot of our families who never borrow money. So they don't have credit cards, they don't have auto loans, they keep their money at home. If you don't have a credit history, can you still buy a house in the United States?
I'll say yes, there are programs through banks and mortgage companies that they can do what it's called a non-traditional. A non-traditional type of loan, you have to demonstrate your payment history with other bills. It is highly recommended that you have some type of credit in there because it opens you more doors to be approved, to have a lower interest rate. No credit or not a good credit also affects you on the interest rate. So it is highly recommended that you do create some type of credit history. But if you don't, there are other options that we can guide you in the process to find that.
Thank you. That's good to know. So there you go to our viewers. If you never had a credit card, if you never borrow money, we could utilize non-traditional credits to help you achieve your goal of becoming a homeowner.
And one point that Mari also mentioned before is that even if you think you have bad credit, contact NHS. Because we got a lot of clients that they think that they don't have the credit history or anything. They're not going to be approved for anything. And sometimes they come to us and boom, they realize that there is a possibility.
Yeah, and definitely we could guide you into how fix your credit, how to step by step on what you need to do to become a homeowner. Don't limit yourself. Knock on our doors. Come through. We will guide you through every step of the process that you need to take in order to become a homeowner. We personally went through those steps ourselves, and now both of us, we are homeowners. So it is, don't limit yourself. Don't
good.
establish any limits.
So right now we are living in a very high interest rate environment, right? We're looking 5.5%, 6.5%, sometimes 7% interest rate. Let's say tomorrow the rates will drop, and I say, you know what? I don't want to have a 7% rate. What are the refinance options and support that we, an existing homeowner have in order to reduce their cost when it comes to rates?
So on the second mortgage side, when it comes to closing cost loans, they are able to refinance as long as the first mortgage is able to refi. With us, they have to have a 12 months good credit standing, good payment history standing in order to refinance. So the first step to refinance is getting in contact with their first lender, make sure that they're able to refi. Now on the PHLC side, it has to be a positive side to it. Let's say, for example, they are dropping the interest rate, and this is one positive item that they're the reason why they want to refi. So it has to be a positive outcome in order to get a refi.
Okay. Let's talk about accessibility
Yes.
and languages. What languages are provided that we could help our clients kind of connect with us and go through the process?
Mainly we do Spanish and English, but we get assistance from other organization that is located in Pittsburgh. They help clients in other languages like Portuguese and I think French too. So if we cannot talk to you like in the language, we're gonna find a way to help you out anyway.
I actually myself had a client that spoke Creole.
Oh.
So we relied on the real estate agent.
Yes.
So she was doing the translation for us. So don't limit, again, yourself just because you don't speak the English, Spanish, or the language that you're speaking. We're not limiting anyone because of that reason.
And we're open to learn.
There you
Yes,
go.
we are.
Yeah, I mean, at one of our programs before, we had Carmen, who's one of the counselors, and she said that she is not fully immersed in the French language. She gets enough to kind of get by, but she might know a couple of words here and there. But it shows that whenever there's a will, there's a way. We will
Yes.
find a way to help our
We'll find a
families
way.
reach the goal. Whether it's a language that we are not familiar with, believe me, we will do whatever it takes to help them achieve that goal.
Correct.
Speaking to achieving goals, how do we make the process easier and less stressing? Because it is stressing. I mean, the entire process is stressing. You need to find out how much you qualify for. Then you need to find a home. And with this inventory dilemma that we have now, it's hard. I mean, you find a house that you like, next thing you know, 2 hours later, the house is sold. Like, how do we bring that sense of kind of calm to our clients? Like, how do we make the process easier?
We make it one-on-one. We offer, like I said, different way for them to meet us. And we do create a chat, like a direct chat with the client. Because I know, everybody has different schedule to working schedule. So we create a chat that they can text us and, send a note to any questions at any time, and we will reply as soon as we can, of course. But yeah, we do create that one-on-one, and we make sure that we are there for them to guide them in every steps.
Wow, that's pretty good.
One thing also, Anya, that I would like to add is that having that personal number, getting that contact and getting answered at any point throughout the day, it makes you feel safe throughout the whole process, because I know if I speak to Jackie, Jackie's gonna answer to me right away because I'm gonna get that answered and I have that contact with her. So also speaking the same language, bringing ourselves down to the same level of clientele that we have, it makes it easier. Even explaining to the client, educating them, makes the whole process different and more safe for the client, I will say, because they already know what to expect.
And we work as a team. If I cannot reply, I have my manager, I have Ramadi, so we
Exactly.
have a whole team there to help
Okay,
clients.
good. Now, I know we're coming to the end, so just got a couple more questions. I heard that on a given year, we help about 300 new families become a homeowner
Yes.
on a particular year, which is it's amazing. It's 300 families that are now living in a safe and a secure place that they could call home, where they're going to be celebrating birthdays, holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas that's coming up.
Yes.
That's a big impact.
It is.
I know that between 2017 and 2024, we have helped over 1,700 families reach their goal of becoming a homeowner. Speaking of reaching an impact and success stories, can you please each share a quick success story? I know we don't have a lot of time, but could you please share just a quick success stories, either personal or also clients that you have worked with?
Well, Ramari mentioned that we both bought our house through NHS program, and I mentioned before, I always talk about this. My credit was horrible when I started working at NHS. I didn't know anything about credit. And Maria, one of our counselors, actually sit down with me, and she prepared me to buy my house. And in 6 months, I was ready to buy my house, or less than 6 months, I think so. And also, I have countless of stories of every client that I've been helping with that work with me. I have one, which is my favorite. 35 years in this country, came from another country, always dreaming to buy her house, and the first one in her family to buy a house. And she inspired others to buy her house. She didn't have much money, she didn't have much credit history, and we were still able to help her and achieve that dream.
Yeah.
Maris?
So I had a client that she had very low income, and she was able to buy her house with that little income that she had. Multiple times she was rejected because of not having enough. So in my case, she was able to buy her house this summer. So that was my success story.
Excellent,
Nice.
excellent. So thank you very much. Personally, I want to say thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Maris, for coming to the show today
Thank you,
and
Daniel.
share
Thank you
your
for the opportunity.
stories, share your expertise, share your knowledge with our viewers. Again, our office is located at 213 North 5th Street, right here in Reading. Our phone number is 610-372-8433. Our website is www.nhsgb.org. Please, please, please come to us if you have any questions. If you don't know where to start, we will help you from beginning to end. And even after you become a homeowner, you're still part of the family. Please visit us. Again, if you go to the office, you will meet Israel, which is one of the kindest person you ever met in your life. And he's going to be able to kind of get you connected with Framaris or Jackie or any of the type of services that you're looking for. So to our viewers, we hope that this program was very beneficial. Again, 610-372-8433 is the phone number for our agency. We look forward to seeing you soon. And like we say, until the next time, hope to see you soon. Take care, everyone.
Yeah. Come to meet us at NHS.
Bye, everyone.